Welcome to the American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. We've got a very different show for you today as we take a look across the fence into the dairy cattle industry. As you may already know, Chad Lowry, who heads up the Superior Livestock Auction Dairy Division, has been busy marketing dairy cattle the Superior way. We'll review the Superior Dairy Auction process and see what progress it's made over the past year. Then later on, we have a treat for you. We visit the World Dairy Expo, which is held each year in Madison, Wisconsin, and it is something. We've got a great program. We're glad you joined us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Join Superior Livestock on Thursday, December 13th at noon Central for our Superior Dairy Auction, featuring dairy replacement heifers and springers on RFD TV. Do you have dairy cattle that you'd like to sell, or are you in the market to buy? Contact Superior Livestock today at 800-422-2117 or learn more about our upcoming auctions at superiorlivestock.com and market your cattle the Superior way.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. Can you tell we're doing a show about dairies today? Over a year ago, Superior Livestock Auction started a dairy division that's reaching out to serve a different sector of the cattle business. Chad Lowry continues to manage the dairy division and has seen dairymen steadily use the Superior auction method since its beginning. Chad Lowry is a third-generation livestock market auction owner and has been in the cattle industry his whole life. After buying, growing, and selling 2 livestock auctions in Idaho, he followed the trail to the growing dairy industry in Texas. Chad co-owns Hereford Livestock in Hereford, Texas, and has spent the last few years conducting dairy dispersals and selling cow herds for independent dairymen and various financial institutions throughout the western United States. He feels the dairy industry has seen substantial changes in recent years, and that with its successful track record for marketing beef cattle via the internet and video, Superior Livestock Auction seems the ideal choice to blaze the trail to a new era of marketing dairy cattle.
I think it's going to be a tool for the future, and that's why I chose to team up with Superior, because I think looking down the road, we sell cattle online. They sell beef cattle online. They sell a lot of beef cattle online, and they have a good reputation doing that. Dairymen now are hedging milk and buying corn and contracting into the future. I think that'll be a great tool for them to sell cattle and buy cattle. We can come to the site. We can come to their dairy. We can video the cattle. The cattle don't have to move. They'll be still sitting in their feed yard. They receive a check the day that we ship them. It's better for the cattle and easier for the dairymen to buy and to sell.
Superior Livestock revolutionized the cattle industry in the way load lots of beef cattle are marketed and sold in today's market. The use of technology and a network of agents has simultaneously reached more buyers and sellers across the U.S.
It lets them be able to sell the cattle off of their dairy without having to take them, and I'm a sell barn guy, so without having to hope that day they load the cattle on a truck, they haul them to wherever the sell barn is, and they hope that they have a good market that day. It's a way of ensuring that we're going to get the cattle sold the best that we can. The buyers can sit at home, they can bid on the cattle that they can see on the internet, so that takes some of the guesswork out of it. When we ship the cattle, they're going to get a check from Superior Livestock Auction. They know they go to the bank with that check, and it's good. They can sell them with confidence, know that they'll get paid.
Taking advantage of Superior's brand in the livestock industry and the trust they have developed over the course of the last 25 years, Chad feels that Superior is poised to repeat its success in the dairy sector.
That's the best thing about it, is that it's nationwide. We can expose our cattle to buyers all over the United States, and which is Superior's already done, and we'll fill into that network, and it'll grow on the dairy side. And I look forward to the opportunities that it has for the buyer and the seller.
Yes, it is Superior's view that the dairy industry is underserved when it comes to using technology to market and to buy and sell cattle from a consignment or purebred auction standpoint.
I'm very optimistic that this is going to work. It's going to have some growing pains, things that I need to learn, a way of videoing the cattle better, a way of getting the description to the dairymen so that they can see they can see the whole heifer, because on the dairy side of it, they need to see the udder, they need to see how tall she is, they need to see is she fat, is she thin. So, we have to really do a good job of videoing the cattle and showing us the whole load, or as many of that load as we can, not just a group of the heifers. And so as we get growing pains and as the buyers get more used to buying that way and seeing that the cattle that they bought, hearing from their neighbors that the cattle that they bought on the video or the cattle that they got off the trucks, and if they had any questions, they're more than welcome to come when we ship the cattle, and they can be there the day that we ship. If we had any issues, we'll deal with those issues then. But I'm excited about it. I think it's here to stay, and I look forward to growing with it.
Joel, I'm really excited about it. We've had people request for years that we start a dairy division, and it just haven't had the right people to put in place and to move on with it. And the reason I'm excited about it, I used to run the largest dairy auction in the United States, and so it gave me an opportunity now to get back in to something I truly love when we found the quality and the capability of Chad Lowry, who is now head of that division. Chad's a great young man from over in the Idaho country, grew up in the livestock market. His dad owned one, he owned one, and he's just tireless. He continues to work.
If you need fresh heifers, you need quality, you need cattle.
Chad and the dairy division have stayed busy since beginning in October of 2011. Representing cattle from Texas to Missouri to California and across the northwestern U.S., the past year has been a collection of both consignment and individual dairy offerings. Most recently, Chad was on the road in Idaho, auctioning cattle for Frontier Dairy.
Yeah, good cattle. A lot of buyers that were here. Obviously, a lot of people watching on TV and internet, and I think it went great. And it was really a neat way to sell the cows, and a really good experience to sell them a little differently than we normally would do it. Just normally how registered sales go. This is just a unique way of grouping cattle and getting them to larger buyers in some cases.
Superior Livestock Assistant General Manager Joe Lichty has attended some of the recent dairy auctions and feels that marketing dairy cattle the Superior way is being received well by the industry.
Okay. Our last auction was Frontier Dairy Dispersal. It was a registered Holstein herd. We dispersed some 1,000 head of cows, and the buyers sat there and they bid on the live lots, and when they were through, they looked at the monitors and viewed them and evaluated them and bid on them accordingly. We had bids there, a lot of bids there from the seats, a lot on the phone, and on the click-to-bid too. The customer was very pleased with the way things went. It was good to work with the Holstein Association USA. They were real good to work with, in combining their marketing efforts with our marketing efforts. It really was a successful sale. I think our best one. What we're trying to do is build a network of sellers, consigners, buyers, and representatives, and that's what we're working on now. Is finding some representatives across the country that can help us consign cattle and help us get these cattle sold into new dairies. And, we were at World Dairy Expo last month. We met a lot of good people out there and had a lot of people come by and curious about what we're doing. We did hire a few reps from there. We'll be at the World Ag Expo in February. We'll have a booth there. And if, folks are interested in what we're doing and want to become reps and want to be a part of it, we encourage you to come by our booth and say hello and talk. We'll visit about it.
With Chad's experience and knowledge, his contribution to managing the dairy division of Superior Livestock Auction is expected to successfully bring the Superior name to those in the dairy industry. If you have any questions or comments about the dairy division of Superior Livestock Auction, please feel free to call Chad Lowry at 208-861-2224. Watch for the next Superior Livestock Auction Dairy Division sale on Thursday, December 13th at noon Central here on RFD TV, featuring replacement heifers and springers. It'll be another good offering where dairymen from across the country come together the Superior way. When we come back, we'll visit the World Dairy Expo in Wisconsin. You're watching The American Rancher. Stay with us. Welcome back to The American Rancher. Each fall since 1967, the World Dairy Expo draws contestants, exhibitors, and guests from across America and beyond for a fabulous 5-day event. And this year was no exception. It's a must-attend gathering for anyone in the dairy industry, and by many others as well. Here's our story. The World Dairy Expo is a 5-day event showcasing dairy cattle and the newest technologies available to the dairy industry. The show is held annually in Madison, Wisconsin. It is considered the largest and most important dairy cattle show in North America and has been held in the first week of October since 1967. Dairy cattle from all over the United States and Canada are exhibited at the show. All 7 nationally recognized breeds, Brown Swiss, Holstein, Red and White, Guernsey, Jersey, Milking Shorthorn, and Ayrshire have a show. After a grand champion from each breed is selected, a final judging is held to determine the best 2 cows in the show. This is referred to as the main event. The cows are judged by all of the breed judges from the past week to determine the Supreme Champion and Reserve Supreme Champion. The World Dairy Expo is a colorful and fun event built on creative themes from year to year. The show ring floor is often distinguished by colored shavings, along with artistic backdrops and event pieces that resemble theater. It is also home to the largest dairy-focused trade show in the world. More than 750 companies from all over the world exhibit to tens of thousands of attendees. Companies like Fort Dodge, John Deere, Case IH, Land O'Lakes, Select Sires, CEMEX, ABS, and many more make the trip to Madison, Wisconsin, USA every year.
Just to let you know a little bit about the product, it's basically for milk quality and udder quality. That's sort of our hallmark, is quality udders make quality milk. The product's been around for over a decade. It's made in Canada, and it's basically worldwide at this point. Interestingly enough, one of the partners in the business, his name is actually Mark Comfort, Mark and Bev Comfort, and they're here today as well. They have a whole team of people with them here we had people here from New Zealand, we have people working the booth from Minnesota, from Wisconsin, from Pennsylvania, from really coast to coast and in other countries as well. You have everyone here from the show folks to the vendors to the commercial dairies to just people who are enthusiastic about dairy cattle, the genetics. I mean, just runs the whole gamut. And as far as udder comfort's concerned, it's a place for quality to really shine. Quality in the cattle out in the ring. They're very excited about that, and quality in being able to share the stories of farmers who come and visit our booth and tell us how much their product has worked in helping them produce quality milk.
World Dairy Expo offers conferences for youth in the dairy industry. There are several regional and national judging contests in which teams and individuals from high school FFA chapters and 4-H programs can compete. There is also a division for collegiate level teams. Contestants compete for honors in dairy judging, dairy foods, and dairy forage. There is a separate junior cattle show for contestants who are college age or younger. This cattle show is separated from the main show, and Supreme and Reserve Supreme Champions are named the same way as the older contestants. Winning the junior show is almost as prestigious as winning the open show. World Dairy Expo is a global dairy producer event that hosts the elite dairy cattle show, the largest dairy-focused trade show in the world, and educational seminars. Held each fall, this premier event serves as the industry's meeting place. Generous support from sponsors makes the Supreme Champion and Reserve Supreme Champion honors possible. Among the 2012 sponsors was Boehringer Ingelheim Vet Medica Incorporated.
I have been coming to World Dairy Expo for probably 20 years, several in my previous job, but also two because I've had cows that were shown here before. I didn't show them, but I had cows with different partners from across the country. And also, too, if you're a dairy person who really appreciates registered cows or cows in general, this is the place to be. So it's just an incredible experience seeing all the quality in the cows and how they're taken care of when you come to World Dairy Expo. It gets in your blood. If you're just here to see the cows, if you're here to see the new technologies that are available, for example, out in the lot where a lot of the machinery is, there were 30 new products and technologies available. So this is the place to really learn about what's new in the industry and also to rekindle friendships, meet new people that have a similar love for the industry as you. Holsteins are my favorite breed and what I grew up with and some of what I own right now.
The 2012 World Dairy Expo drew almost 72,000 attendees and had guests from some 95 countries. There are 1,234 exhibitors from 41 states and 8 Canadian provinces. Just under 2,400 head of dairy cattle were shown. Supreme Champion cow was RF Goldwyn Haley, exhibited by GenCom Holstein Limited of Quebec, Canada. The Reserve Supreme Champion cow was Arethusa Response Vivid ET, exhibited by Arethusa Farm of Litchfield, Connecticut.
Right now we're touring Superior Livestock Auction, and that's with the tech team, so we can learn about how they do the videos and advertisement.
I raise feeder steers, and I usually sell and buy back about 3 times a year. And then every August, the beginning of August, I'll go to Farm Credit and take a loan out with them. Raising them from 4, 5, or 6 weights to 800, and then I sell them with Superior.
We have a wonderful group, and there's lots of variety. We have the music group, the shooting sports, the tech team, the livestock chapters and things. I enjoy barrel racing and pole bending, and of course, the 4-H actually has a horse club too, and through that they've done like showmanship clinics and things, so I've learned about that. Interested in communications, and at least right now I would like to do broadcast journalism, and especially after seeing this trip and all the opportunities, I think that's something that would be worth pursuing.
It's been a great experience for them, I think, to see the behind the scenes, but we wanted to tie that technology aspect in and communications aspect in with agriculture, because so many people think that we're just cows, sows, and plows, but 4-H has moved into the 21st century, and I know they're doing that all over the country, and we're just trying to expand the kids' knowledge all the way around.
I'm actually wanting to go into electrical engineering and to go to college and do something with robots and programming things.
I really like 4-H because there's so many different things you can do, and it's so easy to join.
I definitely think anyone could enjoy learning about agriculture, even if you aren't able to participate in agriculture yourself.
We hope you enjoyed our show with Superior Livestock Auction's Dairy Division and the great World Dairy Expo in Madison, Wisconsin. That's about all the time we have today. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or check us out on Facebook. I'm Pam Minnick. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you next time.